We are back
You're back.
with another episode.
Yes. What are we chatting about this week?
We are chatting about friendships, mom friendships, how to make mom friends, or just any new friend in general. We can obviously only speak about our experiences,
Yeah.
but I think this is a topic that is important. We touched on the importance of asking for help.
Mm-hmm. In last week.
Yes.
Last month.
Yes, in our previous episode. And a part of that is actually having friends that you can ask. So I'm excited about this episode, and I think it's very relevant.
It definitely is a silent thing that I don't think we speak about often, but it's a difficult field to navigate in the world of making mom friends.
Yeah.
So being a mother, being surrounded by lots of mothers and by your kids constantly, but also feeling maybe sometimes isolated in the world of mom friends. I don't think it's always easy. You know, are you making friends because it's your child's friend and then you kind of start spending time together, or is there someone that you'd like to approach at school, you know, become a mom friend to them, or do you kind of just walk into each other and you click? You know, there's so many difficult, I almost want to say complex angles to making mom friends. And I'm always trying to figure out why it's more complex. It's difficult. It's almost like speed dating moms, because you having play dates and moms come over.
Yes.
And it's like next week there's another mom coming over with her kid, and I don't know, it's tough. Are we ready to bride together?
Yes.
Or not yet? Are we adding our husbands into the mix? Or not yet?
Yeah.
Or am I ready to ask her to join me for a coffee? And you know, at which point it's literally another relationship you're managing. That's why I joke about it and say it's like you dating again. Not obviously not in a romantic way, but you're dating your friend.
Yes.
And sometimes it's a good thing to remember, because we tend to not make time for each other.
Yeah, and for friendships in general.
And there isn't a lot of time. I mean, our bandwidth is pretty stretched.
Yes.
Right? So to navigate friendships, navigate motherhood, navigate careers and work, and then to still show up for someone else, and not just show up because you need your friend. You need your friends' help. They also need you sometimes. Yes. And balancing that relationship it's pretty tricky. So I think making friends as a mom is pretty complex. I think the role of friendship in momhood is really supporting each other. And I mean, it could look different from mom to mom to mom. I feel like some moms I've met are more guarded when it comes to creating a friendship.
Yes.
We need support. It's so important.
Yeah.
I've really started building healthy mom-friend relationships over the last few years that I treasure. I really, really treasure, and I keep them very close. I don't know, Christelle, how do you feel? Do you tend to be okay with having like a lot of friends, or maybe having like a few close friends? And how long does it take you to really pull someone in and be comfortable with sharing with someone?
Yes. I tend to only have a handful of friends. I've always been like that. I believe in quality, not quantity. Because, and also I'm an introvert. So I really don't like being in large groups. I don't enjoy it. I like connecting with somebody like this, you know, one-on-one, and getting to the core of who they are. I don't like small talk. And that's what makes it, I think, difficult for me sometimes to make new friends, is small talk is a part of the process.
It definitely is.
Of making new friends.
Yes.
And sometimes I would shy away from that. So I would not get involved in small talk because it feels uncomfortable to me and I really don't like
Why
it.
don't you like small talk? What about small talk do you not enjoy?
I just like things or topics that have depth. And I like really hearing what goes on in somebody's heart.
Okay.
So small talk is necessary, but it's not like, I would sometimes maybe even get too deep too quickly. Like I wouldn't know somebody for that long and then I would look at them like this and be like, how are you doing? You know, like, how are you?
Yes.
Like, how are you really doing?
Yes.
That's the type of person I am. So, and I think there's room for that, but I do think small talk is an important part of the process in making new friends.
100%. There's always space for small talk. But to add to what you're saying, there are also people that appreciate others that go straight to the depth and skip the small talk.
Yeah.
So it's also about, in time, finding your village.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you might not be, and this is also, it comes with maturity and with age, and I'm still growing into this and getting used to it. I might not always be someone's cup of tea.
That's true, yeah.
Because I tend to also like to skip the froth on top of the milkshake and just go straight into the milkshake and like see if is this gonna work or not. Like, let's not waste each other's time.
Yes.
It sounds a bit intense if I say it out loud like that.
I also think we need to be honest about who we relate with well and who we don't relate with
You
well.
said it so correctly now. That's true.
We don't have to lie to ourselves, you know. You can be friendly with everybody, but you don't have to be close with everybody. And that's okay, because like you said, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
And you have to connect with people that share the same values as you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not a matter of thinking you're better than anybody else. It's just different, and acknowledging that people are different, and that's okay. I've always had the ability to figure out quickly who I connect with and who I don't connect with.
That helps. Definitely.
And because I am somebody that goes straight to the point or jumps straight to the point, I then very quickly decide whether I would want to invest in that friendship or rather not. And that also, it sounds brutal. It sounds like I just, you know, don't have any feelings towards people. But honestly, I don't like entertaining anything that's not going to be like mutually beneficial.
That's true.
And I can recognize it quite quickly.
Oh, that's good. I think that's a fantastic...
What can I say?
Yeah, some might not like that.
No, they might not.
But you're also, I think it's so important to be then comfortable with understanding, okay, this is not going to work, and then just continue on. So you know that person might not be happy with the fact that you just like, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not about saying you just move on.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. No, definitely. And also, I think we should remove this pressure from ourselves to have to be friends with everyone. And that's why I said earlier, we can be friendly with everyone, but maybe it's important to define what a friend is.
Yes. That's a and what does friendship mean?
What does it mean?
For a mother and for me as a mom? What does a friendship mean? What does a friendship look like to you and to me? Because they could mean two different things.
Because I think sometimes we make the word cheap, you know.
We do.
We call everybody a friend, but not everybody that you call a friend will show up for you when you need them. And I think that comes back to how I see things and how I see friendships, as there has to be depth in it, you know. To me, a friend is somebody that I can really be real and raw with. I know the other day I had a tough day and I walked past you at school and you asked me, how are you doing? And then I just started getting emotional, you know. But I will not do that with everybody. You know, some people might ask me, how are you? And I'll be like, oh, I'm good. Have a great day. Bye. Trust is built over time.
And it means safety.
Yes.
Meaning that you can, I don't know, I'm also not a big crier, but when I cry and if I cry in front of you, it's pretty much you've sealed the deal. It's done.
Yes.
Because it's a very vulnerable thing. So that touches on trust, right? Friendship means trust, trusting one another, knowing that each of us is safe. We're not going to judge the other harshly. And people always judge.
Yeah.
We can say that we don't judge, but in our heads, we put people in boxes to better understand them.
Yes.
So yeah, please don't interpret that incorrectly. I think everyone, you're comparing, right? And you're putting labels onto things so that you as a human can better respond and react and manage relationships.
Yes.
That's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
But in a friendship, you want to have build a relationship with someone where you know you'll not be judged. You know that you can trust them to say the bad thing, the good thing, the ugly thing, and that their reaction is going to be fair.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, in my perspective, or I would like a friend that doesn't always agree with me, to tell me when I'm die koppie is los,
Yes.
hy raas nou 'n bietjie, or you're making a mistake, or maybe you're rushing into something, maybe take a step back. You are growing another relationship with someone. So I think it's such a powerful characteristic to be able to, for you to define what is going to work and what's not going to work. Because relationships take time and effort to build and grow into. It's not something, and friendships don't grow over 3 months or 6 months. It takes time. You can click with someone.
Yes.
But truly getting to know someone
takes time.
Takes a lot of visits. And it's not like we having time to visit each other every month. And I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's an abundance of time. In between that, you're managing a relationship with your husband. So having someone that also understands that time is limited.
That's important. And somebody that doesn't have like a jealous nature.
Of course.
Because
have you experienced that with some friendships?
Not a lot, because I am very selective.
Okay.
That's not my friends.
Well, I'm sure your friends listening to this are feeling like we made the cut.
Listen, but it's
are
really,
loved.
I only have a handful of people, but I think in my younger years, or maybe when you are in school still, and you're navigating friendships, then that jealousy thing does feature more. But because I married young, my husband was my closest friend. So I think I quickly moved out of that world of having to deal with, female friends, because I really put all of my energy into my relationship with my husband. But now that I am older, I am starting to enjoy making new friends again. And for a long period in my life, I did not pay attention to it. But now, when I do meet somebody that I click with or I connect with, I really do appreciate it and I enjoy it. And I feel like in this period in my life, I'm able to be a better friend than I could be before. I don't know why that is.
I think we're selfish in our younger years.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't think I think we're more self-focused.
Yeah.
They're not in a bad way. I mean, we're figuring out life.
Yes.
Even if we, I married young as well. Married or not married, we are very focused on ourselves. And I don't know, you could disagree with me, but I think friendships are more selfish. It's more about, and it's not a deliberate thought, but what am I getting and what are you getting? And is this a fun time together?
Yes.
Which in itself is not a bad thing.
No, it has to work.
It has to work. But I think as we get older and we become more mature, I think we might be less self-centered, less self-focused.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we don't care about ourselves and we don't sometimes pick something selfish to do.
Yeah.
But I think the perspective in a friendship changes.
Yes.
And it's more about a balanced relationship.
Mm.
And I think that's why it works and gets better over time.
Another thing that I think is really important is having the willingness to be vulnerable with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen that, sometimes you've got a certain perspective of somebody because they seem to look a certain way on the outside, right? But when that person, maybe you find yourself in a conversation with that person for some reason, if they are willing to just share a little bit about themselves and share a little bit of their vulnerability with you, it does have the power to change your perspective completely about who you thought they were.
Yes.
And that means that there is risk in friendship.
There's always risk, yes.
And you need to be willing.
Such a good point.
I think so, because you need to be willing to risk.
Put some skin in the game. You need to put some skin in the game.
And you have to be willing to be the vulnerable one, because it's also how you show somebody else that it's okay for them to be vulnerable with you back.
Yep.
And for me, that is one of the core things of friendship. We said we want to define friendship. What is friendship? I think one of the things, and I think it's got many dimensions, but one of the things is the feeling safe. Both people feeling safe to be vulnerable and be honest and show those parts of yourself that are not so pretty, and admit when you're not feeling confident. And I mean, I think this morning I told you, you know what? I'm working through my things, like I don't have it figured out.
Yes.
And admitting that would maybe make you feel like, I don't have to pretend that I've got it all together all the time,
Yes.
If this person is comfortable sharing with me that they don't have it all figured out, then I can admit that too when I feel the same way.
Exactly. Yes. We don't have to put up guardrails.
No.
Well, the better way to say it is we can let our guard down a little bit. I think we're constantly trying to look like we have everything together, we are trying to keep everything together. Right?
Yes, and like for real, not just look the part, but actually have things together.
Yeah, we don't go out there trying to look the part. We're actually trying to keep it together and then look sane while keeping things together. I don't think we're trying to bring anyone, or I'm trying to bring anyone under a false impression of how it feels to be a mom and to have a bunch of kids. But you also don't want to look frazzled and chaotic. But sometimes having a friend to kind of share with that, shucks, can't believe I forgot that tomorrow's the cricket game. It's 9 p.m. at night and I don't have a hat for this child. Literally happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I just kept the reality on my calendar of when the game was and the reality of the now, the present, they weren't clicking.
It happens all the time.
So I ended up messaging a friend in the neighborhood and asking her, do you have a cricket hat? Because I know her child also goes there. And she said, no, but my friend might. And then the whole felt like this neighborhood initiative to get my son a hat for cricket.
Yeah.
Just showing that
you don't have it all together.
You don't have it all together sometimes. It's tough because you feel like you need to kind of keep it together, especially in front of other moms. And it helps when you meet someone and they kind of like, okay, man, you're overthinking it. Just lose it. And you do that with me, which I appreciate. And one of my other close friends, she also tells me that. It's like, what else did you expect? And why are you harping on about this? Just let it go. And isn't that what we need, right? That's what I need in a friendship. But in general, what I'm saying is to be able to be vulnerable and honest.
Yes.
And then your friend just kind of like, I'm supporting you, but I'm not letting you go down this rabbit hole.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. And also, you know what? The problem is, and why we struggle to make new friends, is we are afraid to put ourselves out there, and we are afraid of what people will think.
Yes.
And so we have to get to a place where you become so comfortable in your own skin that you show up 100% authentically in every scenario that you find yourself in, and accept that you will not be everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay.
And that is okay.
And that the people that should be in your life will see something inside of you that they like, and they will recognize that, and you will connect with those people. So I think this notion, and you asked me earlier in terms of friendships, do I like having many friendships? For me, it's a handful of people. And then I also feel like I can invest in those friendships more, and it can be deeper friendships. And if I am secure in the handful of friendships that I have, then I don't care what other people say. Making new friends asks of you to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's difficult when you are younger. But I enjoy
because you
it
don't
now.
know yet.
And you don't know yourself. And I'm still figuring it out. But the older I get, the more comfortable I am becoming in my own skin, which means that my friendships can be better because I show up authentically.
So maybe we start building really solid friendships once we accept ourselves and we're okay with the things we like and don't like. Yes. And that's something I really admire about you, is that you can be like, nope, that's not going to work. I'm moving on. And you're okay with it. It's not like something that you just, it's not something like, okay, I'm going to move on from this, but maybe it's still like leave something behind in me. And it's not like you are really good with saying this doesn't suit my peace. It's not for me.
Yes. And you have to have that type of discernment when it comes to all things and people in your life, because it can be very dangerous also to allow people into your life that should not be there.
Yes.
Right? We want to think that everybody's for us, but that's not the case. Like, everybody's not. And you have to be able to recognize the truth in somebody else.
But you obviously don't mean like deliberately they're not for us. It's just not good for my recipe of human. Is that what you mean?
It can be, but also not everybody has good intentions, unfortunately. That's the reality of the matter. Not everybody has good intentions. Some people do not want to see you win. And a part of having solid friendships is to have people in your life that will clap for you when you win. Not everybody likes seeing somebody else do well. And I think that's not a healthy friendship. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So competitiveness in friendship is also not good. You never should feel like you have to compete with somebody else in order to feel better about yourself. And that's why I think as you grow, like you said, as you grow into yourself, you can be a better friend for other people.
Yes.
And you can recognize which friendships, because not all friendships are good for you.
Yes.
You need to recognize which friendships are actually good and healthy, and both people get value from it. It can't be just like a one-sided thing.
It doesn't take. It builds on both sides.
That's the
or
thing.
Adds.
That's
correct.
The thing. That's the thing.
There's no time to add things that don't serve the mission or the end goal. I hear you.
There shouldn't be drama.
No.
And I think that's a very simple way to explain it.
Yes, and no maintenance.
No drama, no maintenance, no unnecessary pressure, no jealousy.
Yes.
I think this is a few of the things that should not be in a friendship.
Maybe we should have led with like, no drama, no jealousy. Done. No. Podcast over.
No. Somebody should clap for you. They should want you to win.
I agree.
They should support you when you're going through a rough time. They should not be judgmental.
And how do we support each other in a rough time? That's a very, because sometimes someone wants to show up at my house.
You're like, please don't.
And I just want to. And I love those friends to bits. You know who you are. And I treasure you. But I want to lie in my bed.
Yeah.
I want to message you about the bad time, and in spirit, you're with me.
Yes.
In spirit, then it's tough right now, and maybe you check in with me a day later or 2 days later.
As you grow in your friendship, obviously you get to know the other person and you get to know how they operate. And so I think another thing about friendship is you have to be self-aware, but you also have to have an awareness of who somebody else is, what they like, what they don't like. You can't be just selfish and think of yourself. You have to be mindful of someone else.
Yes.
And I think first and foremost, just start being the friend that you want.
Yes. Be the friend that you'd like someone to be to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we're like, no, I feel alone. I don't have friends. Okay, but are you reaching out your hand to anybody? Are you showing up?
Oh, that's what we teach our children, right? No one wants to play with me. Well, did you ask them if you could play with them? I mean, maybe we should practice what we preach when we go look for friends.
Yes.
We need to actually take the first step, be vulnerable. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it works. But that's the thing. Maybe it works.
Yeah.
Let's not focus on what won't work, what
Yes.
goes wrong. Let's focus on if it works.
Definitely.
And then, maintaining that, nurturing it, watering, sunlight, treating it like this plant that you're growing. And it takes time.
Definitely.
It's not a good, got a friend.
No, you have to invest in the relationships that you have with people. But I also think there should be a easiness to it. But if you don't put any effort in, that friendship most probably will die. So it's a balance.
I think to keep it uncomplicated. Help when we can, say no when we can't.
Yes.
Be very clear on that.
I think what's also healthy when it comes to friendships is having boundaries, because a lot of times we feel like, we spoke about vulnerability. Now, vulnerability is good, but that doesn't mean you have to spill the beans about every single detail in your life to your friends.
100%.
That will also not be healthy. So you have to have healthy boundaries. You have to know what you can share and what you should not share. Don't get discouraged if you don't connect with somebody right away. And don't isolate yourself. Like for me, get involved in the small talk.
How do we put ourselves out there?
Yeah.
Like, how did we start talking? Let's use a very practical example.
Practice.
It was rugby practice.
They were at rugby practice. And
I was watching next to the field. And I always say, that lady has 3 boys. I didn't know you had a girl. So I was like, I want to be her friend. Because she might know exactly
we can
what
relate.
I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So I remember I just started by saying hi to you and introducing myself. And that was grade 1.
Yeah.
And it took time.
Yes.
We just kept saying hi to each other. And over time, we connected more often.
Yes.
And I think the other day, I laughed because I was like, okay, we're really progressing. Because I asked you to bring me planets. Because I couldn't find any for the school project.
Yes.
I asked you to get me some planets for the school project. If we're looking at 3 tips, my one would be, like, pick one mom that either you've admired her or you've seen her or you've heard that her daughter also does dance classes, and maybe just approach and say hi and just introduce yourself.
Yes.
That's tough enough.
It is.
That's my step number 1.
Yeah.
Really put yourself out on the line there.
Another tip is keep doing that. Like, don't do that once and just stop. Keep talking. I think one of the times we were next to the rugby field, I think you said something about me not mingling with the other moms.
Did I say it in private though?
Yeah, it was we were in a group, but you said it. I don't think everybody heard what you said.
Was it rude?
No, not at all. But you were very straightforward.
Did I just tell
you were just like, I don't see you mixing a lot with the other moms. You seem to be in your own world, most of the time.
Say that.
Yeah.
I probably meant it well.
No, you did. You weren't being mean. But then I responded and I told you, yes, I don't like small talk. And most of the time I'm busy working next to the field because I had a full-time job. And when I left work early, I would still have to be on standby
on a call
and handle things.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes, again, we would maybe have an assumption about somebody. Like you would have maybe looked at me. If you didn't ask, you would think, oh, this person just keeps to themselves. Why? Mm-hmm. But you asked me. You were like, why? Then I was like, well, this is why.
If my husband hears this, he'll probably be like, these are the things Frida does. She's sometimes too direct.
But it's good.
But I mean it well. Like I'm actually genuinely like, but why don't you?
Yes.
I meant it.
And obviously I appreciated that because we continued speaking.
I wasn't chased away. I made a friend.
Yeah, exactly. So continue just reaching out to people. And if you see somebody that is keeping to themselves, maybe be that one to reach out. That may just be what they need.
Yes.
You know,
make the first move.
Make the first move. It's like dating, you see.
Yes, speed dating.
Make the first move.
Speed date some moms this week.
Yeah.
And see who you click with.
Yes.
Because there is sometimes a nice click. And not always like I'm not saying instant, but you can just see like I can chat to you. Like and I'll greet you next week.
There's like synergy.
Yes.
There's synergy.
That's the right word.
And you'll know if it will work and you'll know if it won't work. When you've chatted with somebody now a few times, maybe tell them, listen, this morning I screamed at my kids much more than I should have.
The small talk, right?
You know? Yeah. But then use that to go a little bit deeper.
And then add on the vulnerability.
Because what happens then is you create a space for the other person to also show you who they are. Because some people will look at you funny and they will be like, oh, how could you?
And then, like, just cancel.
Like, this will not work, And somebody else might be like, oh, are you okay? This week I dealt with the same thing. If you need anything, let me know.
There we go.
And then, you found somebody that gets you, that will understand you, that's also willing to show their vulnerability and that they are the same as you. And so don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
This is it.